You're a new woman.
Nothing's really new in my life. Just the same old, same old.
She's TikTok famous, too. We have a celebrity in our midst.
Welcome back to Girl vs. Girl podcast. I'm Melissa.
I'm Kylie. Today we're going to do kind of just a chit-chatty episode. We have a whole bunch of different topics that we'll probably touch on shortly with all of the topics.
Yeah. This is just going to be random.
Yeah. We're going to talk about cult artist followings. That's like the main thing that we're talking about today.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about Quiet on Set because we promised that we would touch on that. So we're going to touch on that. And then we've got some fun, what would you call it, like question box?
Yeah, we put like
answers.
a fun question box on the Instagram story, which is what's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on a date? Mm-hmm. We got some pretty good answers.
So we're going to respond to those, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what's on the docket. We'll probably get real chatty because we've got plenty of time today and we don't have that much.
We didn't do an outline. Yeah. And that's how you know we're in trouble.
Yeah, and we also don't have that much to say about the main topics.
Which means this will probably be our longest episode. Yeah. And also I just realized what I was changing. I left my wedding ring on your bathroom counter.
Oh, okay. Don't forget it.
I need to not forget that.
Yeah, don't forget that.
Because I went to spin it and I'm like...
Naked? Yeah. Yeah. What's been going on with you? We haven't recorded in 2 weeks. We posted an episode last week, but we haven't recorded in...
Because we had Easter last weekend.
2 weeks, yeah.
Well...
Yeah.
When you're seeing this, it won't be last weekend, but... Currently, as we're filming on Sunday, it was last Sunday.
Yeah. Yep. You good?
I just have baby drool all over me, and I keep, like, just touching it. Okay. Okay, life updates.
Yeah.
What do you want to go first? Or
no, you go. You go first. You have way more life updates. You're a new woman.
Nothing's really new in my life. Just the same old, same old.
She's TikTok famous, too. We have a celebrity in our midst.
When did I text you the other day? I'm like, does Hollywood call me or do I call them?
Literally.
Yeah. I had a little bit of an episode, but it was a planned episode.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it an episode.
I had an episode when I made the appointment.
Yeah.
And then I had another episode and made the appointment even sooner.
It's been a long episode.
Yeah. I threatened my hairstylist that if she didn't get me in sooner, that I would chop it all off with kitchen scissors.
Yeah.
So I cut 17 inches off my hair to, quote unquote, get my pink back.
It looks so good.
I love it. I've had short hair like this before, but not this short. I think the shortest it's ever been is probably like here.
Like an inch longer.
Yeah,
that's
like
kind of what I thought you were going to do. When you first sent me the picture, and I think it was partly because it wasn't styled too.
And it was wet.
Yeah, and I think it was just, it didn't look bad, but I think it was just scrunched different or something. And I was like, oh, she cut it. But then when you styled it, I was like, oh, I guess it's not as short as what I thought it was. I mean, it is. It's short. It's short.
It's as short as it can be.
But I was thinking it was like, the first picture that you took made it look like it was like chin length.
I mean, I guess, it's a little bit. Yeah. I wanted it to touch my shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, I guess, I had like natural, like almost spirally curls, but over the years, I've had my hair for, long for so long that they've just like...
Weighed themselves down.
And I don't take care of my curls because I don't really want them.
Yeah.
And the way that my hair was curling when I sent you a snap and I hadn't even left the parking lot.
Yeah, that's probably what it was that made it look like super, I mean, it is super short, but super short. Yeah.
When I washed it yesterday, I was like, literally Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not going to work for me.
How long does it take you to blow dry it? Well, you use that blow dryer brush.
If I had an actual blow dryer.
If you just like.
Probably 3 minutes.
Messy blow. Okay.
But with the blow dryer brush, it takes me more like 5 or 6 just because.
That's still not a long time though.
To blow dry? Yeah. And then to curl it, I think, because now I'm back in my groove of like, because obviously I used to have short hair, so I like need to just get used to curling it again.
Yeah.
I think it took me yesterday when I did it. Okay, let's just, it took maybe 5 minutes max to curl it.
Okay.
And let's just say from beginning to end of me getting in the shower, washing my hair, doing an everything shower, like body scrub, prepping for my self-tan, double shampoo, condition, shave, everything. I did that, and then I put my hair in a towel, I did my full makeup, and then I blow-dried my hair, and then I curled my hair, and I got dressed 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's fast. You said you did your makeup too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you see us next week, I will also have short hair.
I'm like, tag you're it.
Yeah, I have been influenced.
It's the mom cut.
I probably not. It won't be gone next week. I don't even think I could get an appointment by next week.
Probably not.
But yeah, I think I am gonna do it. I have literally gone on to make an appointment with my hairstylist probably 3 times, and I just haven't done it.
Out.
Well, I'm not even chickening out. I'm just like, oh, I need to do that, and then I'm like, oh, I have to make sure it works for a time with Chris, and then I just never do. But maybe I'll have to do that tomorrow or tonight and make an appointment. Because if it would take you 3 minutes to blow dry your hair, probably take me 90 seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm much more meticulous than you are.
And my hair is way thinner.
That's true.
Even if it's the same
length.
I
was gonna say, even when my hair's shorter, if it's like, it like my hairstylist was like, wow, like you like my products, like really, like, she got new products ordered. She's like, they really work, like they're for volume or what. And I'm like, no, my hair's just that thick.
Yeah.
And it has volume layers. She's always given me volume layers. Yeah. So like the back is it's like a subtle A line, and it's She did me so good.
It looks really good. I like the layers too.
She was sad though. Like it took her like a couple minutes because she's been doing my hair since I was 5. So it took her a couple minutes. She measured it. It was 17 inches.
It's insane.
And she measured it, and she looked at me, and she was like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "That much, like that short." And I was like, "Chop it all off. I want it gone."
It'll be back like the same length as mine in like 5 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say my hair
maybe not
really
that, but
fast.
yeah, it'll be back to like a more like medium length. Yeah, not that long. And then I feel like the difference between like how long my hair is right now and how long your hair was definitely longer, but honestly, I don't think anyone would have been like, your hair is way longer than mine. Yeah. I feel like once it gets to like boob length, it's just long.
I mean, like,
it's just long hair.
When I'm standing up straight and my hair was straight, like if I was naked, my hair would have gotten like stuck in my butt crack. For sure.
No, it was way longer than mine. But here comes the motorcycles, and we have the window open.
Honestly, I'm so freaking hot with all these lights.
Yeah.
Dying. And you keep your house like 85 degrees.
Well, I feel like it's just heated up in the last like couple hours. Like it wasn't like this until like 2 or something. We have the windows out there open too.
I was gonna say it's not as hot like out there as it is in here. But we have a million lights on us.
Yeah. And this is like the back of the house.
That's true. Anyways.
Anything else?
Long-winded.
You do have other stuff. Keep going. Keep going, Melissa.
I got a new car, and I love it. I've had quite literally a grandma car because
oh my gosh, you did not have a grandma car.
I had my grandma's car.
Yeah, but it was a
Toyota RAV.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I liked it, but it was just like like I didn't really care about cars that much.
Yeah.
If it's not like I just was like, it's a car, like it does what it needs to do. It was nice. It was like 2018. Like it's not like it was a beat or anything. Mm-hmm. But we didn't have a payment on it, so we were like,
why not get a payment?
Yeah. In about 5 years, we're gonna need to buy a house and a new car. And in 5 years, the RAV's going to be worth a fourth of what it's worth now. Yeah. So it just made more sense. So I got a Kia Sorento. It's a 24, I think.
Yeah.
And it has all the little bells and whistles that I have no idea how to use. I had like a panic attack when I got in it because I was like,
oh, poor you.
I know. Jake's like, well, you can do this and this and this and this. Like, and I'm like,
how do I turn it on?
Yeah, I'm like, I just need
my phone?
Bluetooth. Yeah. I think I texted you. I was like, I don't even know how to do the Bluetooth. Yeah. So yeah, I love it. It's all black. Taillights and headlights are smoked out.
That's all black.
Black rims, which fits me so much better. I'm a whole new woman.
Well, you kind of had that on the RAV though.
Yeah, I got the taillights smoked out on the RAV, but the one thing it doesn't have is tinted windows. And I forgot to tell you this, have not realized in the last couple of years how judgy I really am, because the way that I still judge people out my car window like they can't see me, and they have looked back at me because they can actually see me judging them now, and it has humbled me. Like, someone will, like, make a stupid turn, and I'm like, and they'll be like, oh, shoot. So,
that's funny.
I need to get that under control.
It's really nice, though. I will also have a new car next week.
I know. Just kidding. We have to do the same things.
I might have new hair in a couple of weeks. I will not have a new car, unfortunately.
But at least we got a third row.
Yeah.
So we can do day trips together with the babies and the husbands and everybody all together, which would be nice.
Room. Yeah.
I know Jake was like, room for more kids? I was like, room for Kylie and Ghost?
Yeah. No, it's so nice. We had like a little picnic out the back of it. It's so nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I don't know that And that's it.
Well, you're TikTok famous too.
Yeah, apparently I'm TikTok famous. I posted a video about, like, I curled my hair for the last time, which I wanted to do and, like, record anyway, just for, like, my own.
This is Malyssa. I'm not drama. I have no drama. I'm never dramatic. Literally posts the most, makes getting your haircut into the most dramatic thing I've ever seen. It's a haircut.
It was like who I am.
I love the video, but don't ever say you're not drama to me ever again.
Listen, I am not girl drama. I'm not like friend drama. Otherwise, I am the drama, and I don't even care. I'll be the drama. I'll keep your life spicy.
Yeah.
It's honestly, I just feel like it's in regards to like the content, it has like a deeper meaning, and like
no, it
totally
really does.
Resonated with a lot of moms.
I'm just teasing you, but
I feel like in general the content's like so stupid.
She literally starts a video.
Like about to cry.
I'm sorry. I'm your biggest fan, I swear. But she starts a video with this face.
Wait, should we show it?
Not even 2 days before, she's like, I might keep it long. Probably that same exact day she filmed herself curling it.
No, I literally was like curling it, and I was like, oh, I'll videotape it or whatever. And I was like, this is actually kind of sad. And there was like, I actually shed a tear or two, and I'm like, okay, this is pathetic. I need to get it together. It's just hair. But it's like, okay, the deeper meaning is like, I honestly didn't feel like the meaning was like that deep, but like, I kept telling Jake, I'm like I didn't even really mean to go this short, but I'm like, I just needed it gone. Like I needed the length gone. I needed like, I feel like every time I looked in the mirror, I just was like, like it just, I don't know. And a lot of people in the comments, like moms have been like, everyone says a mom cut's just a mom cut until you're a mom and you get the mom cut.
Right.
And then you realize that like your hair holds like so much like trauma kind of like, I just like, I said, like the second my hairstylist made the cut, like I felt lighter, and I did. I just felt like I can let go of like all of it. Like it's just all gone. I told Jake, I said, I'm just cutting off all the bad that's like happened or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's like a little bit of a deeper meaning, but like mainly I was like,
I got my really have to make this face.
I know, I was laughing and I was editing. I'm like, this is real. Like I really did feel that way. I know. And I had no intention of posting the video, but I was like, for the drama though, like it works well.
No, the video is so cute, and obviously it did resonate with a ton of moms,
which I didn't
expect. Which is amazing.
I told Jake, he goes, don't be that person that goes on TikTok the next day and goes, I didn't expect this video to blow up the way that it would. And I was like, I would not. I would get on and be like, anyway, I knew this was going to blow up, and now that I'm famous.
That's literally what you said to me. You're like, she texts me like saying that it has a bunch of views, and I hadn't even seen it yet. And she was like,
when you watched it, you were laughing at me.
She was like, no, this is how it is. Best friends support each other.
Yeah.
Best friends
laugh
support
at
each other and then still tease you.
If you fell, I'd laugh and then I'd help you up.
Yeah.
Like that's, if you made a video like that, I'd be like, loser.
Well, I can't let your head get too big. You've got over 250,000 views. Someone's got to bring it down a little bit.
I know. And then you're like, I need to make a TikTok now. And I was like, yeah.
I know. You inspired me. You're just my inspiration. When are you gonna do something
like,
after me? You're wearing my shirt.
Crap out of me.
I'm wearing
your shirt.
Yeah. That usually doesn't happen.
See, you just need to cut it. This is your sign.
Yeah, I really should cut it. I won't do it as short as yours, but maybe.
Yeah. Just watch my video and it'll be more inspiration.
I know.
I will say what was cute in the comments is like this little trend started where like people were commenting to me, but then people would start commenting back to each other and stuff, and everyone started. I tried to hold it in the best I could. Everyone in the comments started like saying to each other, like sending pink your way or whatever.
Oh, that's
I was like,
cute.
That's so cute.
That's so cute. I love that.
It was like, yeah. So now I feel like I just like say that to people.
Secret Moms Club.
I know. That's what you were saying. Like, there's like a little
Secret Moms Club. I think what you said is really right. Like, a mom cut is just a mom cut until you're a mom. Mm-hmm. And then it's like...
You realize why so many moms cut their hair.
Yeah. And even if it doesn't have, like, as much meaning as what yours did with, like, all of the trauma, because I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't be motorcycles again. Sorry, guys.
I know that's really going to bother you. It does not bother me.
The motorcycles?
Yeah.
It doesn't really bother me either, I guess. But anyways, even if people didn't have, like, trauma, like, if I cut mine, I wouldn't be like, oh, I have all this trauma or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I still feel like it's, like, the reason I would be cutting my hair is so that my kid isn't yanking on it is so that it can just be out of the way, so that when I'm holding him, it's whatever. And just that alone is like, okay, yet another thing that you're changing about your life, or that you're giving up, or whatever, for this kid.
It's also like a refresh and like an attempt to kind of like find yourself again.
Yeah, and just freshen things up, because things are a bit stale.
Yeah, I will say you're a brave soldier. You wear your hair down. I would say every single day.
My hair doesn't look good up.
Oh, well, I got to a point where I just couldn't wear it up anymore. Yeah. I just was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not even styling my hair.
Yeah.
So
my hair looks good like in a claw clip, but then a claw clip is just like, you know, like in the car, and you like have to.
If you get in a car wreck, you're gonna have like brain damage.
Ow. Well, anything for good looks.
Yeah. Anyway, so the next time you see us, Kylie's gonna have short hair.
Yeah. Probably not, but maybe in a few. Yeah, maybe in a few weeks I'll cut it. I want to. I'll just see if I ever do it.
I'll make the appointment for you, so you'll follow through.
Mm-hmm. I'll follow through. I just need to do it. Text me tonight.
Okay. You know that we've been talking about random crap for almost 20 minutes now?
It's not random crap. It's your life update.
I was going to say, this is why this episode's going to be so long, because we don't have an outline.
I don't even have a phone. I don't even know what time it is. We could just record for hours.
Wow. Look at us. Rebels. Okay, do your life updates.
Okay, I was thinking about my life updates, and I really don't have much. I'm starting a garden.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very excited. Now you're asking me off the top of my head. Well, yesterday we went to Lowe's to just, like, look, and then we left, and I was like, I didn't buy anything.
This feels wrong.
Because we're tearing up our backyard on the 11th. I think it's Thursday. I think that's when this podcast goes out. So be thinking of me. My backyard is getting ripped to shreds. No, it's really exciting, but it'll look worse before it looks better for sure. We're basically just ripping it all out and putting soil down so we can grow grass back there, because it's just a mess back there right now with weeds and gravel and a whole bunch of crap. But anyways, I'm getting raised garden beds, but I can't get the raised garden beds in there until after we do all that. So I'm like in this waiting game. But then last night I was like, I should just start some seeds.
Yeah, you can get them going and then replant them.
Well, I wasn't going to do seed starts. I was just going to buy plants because I figured that was easier. But then last night I was watching a video and I was like, I should just try doing some seeds. And the guy didn't make it seem that difficult. And it's not that expensive to do seeds. Like the seeds are like $2
I mean, don't you kind of
each. Well, you have to get like a thing to plant them in, like a...
I don't know what you call it. Expert.
I'm not a gardening expert. You have to get like a tray to grow them in. So you have to buy that, and then the soil and the seeds. So it's probably like $40 for me to do the seeds.
But how much will you save on produce, literally?
Yeah, I mean, probably will still be buying the store because these will probably fail, but for fun. For science purposes.
Those cute little baskets. Have you seen that girl on TikTok that, like, instead of bringing flowers to her in-laws or whatever, she brings like
cute
produce basket?
Yeah, I have.
I'll expect that.
I will do that for you. So I'm gonna do a whole bunch of stuff, but today I just did some seed starts, and then I'll buy more, like, in actual plants to just plant. But today I did 2 different kinds of carrots, which I don't actually think you're supposed to do in seed starts, but I did because I'm excited. So we'll see if those come out. But I did 2 different kinds of carrots, zucchinis, celery.
Did you eat celery?
A little bit.
I guess you can cook with it.
Yeah. I did cucumbers. And I think I did at least one more.
Strawberries.
I'm going to do strawberries, but I'm just going to buy them.
Yeah.
And
if you could grow some sweet potatoes, you would help me out a lot because my kid eats me out of house and home in sweet potatoes.
Oh, maybe I should. I don't like sweet potatoes. I'm going to do potatoes in the garden.
And those are easy to grow, aren't they?
I think you literally just plant a potato. and it'll grow. Nice. So I'm sure sweet potato is the same.
You can do avocados. You just plant the little pit.
I think avocados are
a tree, aren't they?
I'm sounding real dumb.
I don't know.
I also planted some wildflowers in the little seed starts too.
Oh, that'd be cute.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm going to do like onions and... Oh, I did green onions seed starts today too. I'm just excited. And I'm excited to have a little refreshed backyard.
I know. That'll feel good for summer.
Yeah. It's going to look bad at first, but I think by June it'll be thriving, hopefully. And look good. So yeah, I'm excited.
Are you guys planting grass or laying grass?
Planting grass. Unfortunately. I wish we were like laying sod, but... that would be probably 10 times more expensive than what we're doing.
That's true.
So, yep, we'll just do grass seed. I think by June it'll be good, but I think it'll probably take until June for it to look good.
Yeah.
So, that's what's been going on with me. I feel like I had one other life update, but...
I know, we haven't snapped in like full-on videos.
I know.
In 2 days, and I feel like I'm going insane because I feel like...
I know, because the weekend.
Like, what's going on in her life?
I know. Well, it's good for the podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't have any other real life updates. Knock on wood, my kid's been sleeping pretty good.
Why'd you go and say it?
And he's been napping, besides today, pretty good. I feel like we've got... I was going to ask you, okay, let me finish my thought. We've been trying to do 2 naps, drop from 3 naps to 2 naps, which is just...
torture.
Really hard. And I have heard that that's tricky from other people, but it's tricky. Other than today... For the last week, he's been doing pretty good.
Good.
Doing the 2. He's been taking a really long first nap and then a decently long second nap.
First nap's the car nap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask me about today because today was an outlier. Today was not good. And he's handling it like a champ, actually. But have you guys been doing 2 naps?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just like there's not enough
time for 3.
No. But the problem is he wants to be awake for 3.5 hours. But then won't sleep long enough. So it's like, okay, I guess you're going to bed at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Well,
that's kind of what is happening today with him. But we're not going to bed at 4 p.m. So his last wake window is just going to have to be...
6 hours.
Yeah.
Well, soldier up because you're the one that chose this.
I know. And this morning, I could have made the decision this morning when he woke up really early from his first nap to try for 3 naps. But guarantee if I would have tried for 3, he would have refused the last one. And then he would have been up for even longer. So
see, my kid doesn't refuse the 3rd. He just refuses the 1st. Which, well, what do you do at that point?
I don't know.
That I'm literally, we were doing so good on naps. And that one day I texted you, I was like, I don't know what, I'm literally going to crumble because this is the 3rd day in a row he's refused his first nap. And what do you even do for the rest of the day?
I don't know. And I don't know how it is in your house. Coast, his first nap or his first wake window. It's the worst. He has to do 3-hour wake windows in order to make the two naps work, at least 3-hour wake windows. And that first nap, he could go down at 2.
Oh,
for
really?
sure. He would go down at 2, but he can't because otherwise then we have...
Is that yours or mine?
That's mine, I think.
Yeah, that is Coast. I was like, your skin's on fire?
That's because he's already been up for his 3 hours, and he's basically got 3 more to go until we're going to bed.
That's Chris's problem.
Yep. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, just the first wake window. He could go down after 2 naps and conk out. He would knock out after 2 hours.
You
so
think?
Getting him to 3 is
See, I feel
rough.
like Booker would go 3.5, but then it's like a switch. He's perfectly happy.
He's really tired.
And then within 5 minutes, he's pissed.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure out, okay, what do you want your first wake window to be then? I think after today's day 5, I finally figured out the first wake window is 3 hours, and the next one is 3.5, and then he can go 3.5, almost 4, the last one.
That's kind of... I've been trying... I think I'm going to try this. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I think I might start trying to put Coast down after... He can do 3 hours, 3 hours, and 3 hours, and that lines up perfect for 3-3-hour long wake windows. But I'm almost thinking that maybe I should do a 2.5 hour... People do not care. People literally do not care.
I was just thinking to myself, I think that Kylie and I have forgot that we're actually podcasting right now and not just
people do not
catching
care
up
about this.
I was like, oh, I forgot.
Anyways, I finished my thought and then we'll move on.
This is how you know that, like, you can start a podcast with your best friend, though, because I literally forgot that
we haven't even gotten into the first of 3 main subjects.
What time is it? It's almost 5 o'clock.
All right. We gotta hit the
wrap
road.
It up.
Yeah. Okay, let me finish my thought.
Updates.
My thought is if I did the first wake window for 2.5 and then one of his others for 3.5, because he can go 3.5 later. Just that first one is hard. Okay. Anyways, I'm done. Should we jump into our topics?
Yeah.
Should we do?
We have like a double hitter, kind of. The one you said you feel like you couldn't talk that much about. The other one, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
So I feel like we'll just...
Which one should we do first?
Should we start with like our actual topic?
Which is?
I think it's the cult followings.
Okay.
Actually, one, yeah. Okay.
Take it away, and I'll.
So we don't, like you said, we don't have any notes. Rip. Speaking of rip, Jake and I are watching Yellowstone. Actually, I'm rewatching it, but
nice.
Okay. Cult following of artists. I think it was like a couple weeks ago. I Snapchatted you, and I was like, I think it was right after the Super Bowl or something, and I just was like, what is the obsession with Taylor Swift? Probably gonna lose a bunch of followers for this and get a lot of hate, but I just don't understand, like, and it's not like, okay, she's like, I'll admit she's a very good artist. Like,
yeah,
she's
it's
an
not like you like
singer.
dislike her.
Yeah, I don't dislike her.
Yeah.
She's extremely talented. I think she writes all her songs, like her Easter egg.
She just made it onto
whatever,
like a Forbes billionaire list, and she's the first artist to make it that's only made it because of music.
Dang. Well, that's why I always keep hearing stuff like that about her. Like, she's just, like, so talented and, like, so successful.
You can't argue that.
Yeah. Go her, for sure. Like, it's not like I hate her or anything.
Yeah.
However, it's not that she just has fans. Her fan base is a freaking cult. Like, in every sense of the word. Yeah. Like, the cult following of, like, Swifties or whatever they're called that's what I don't understand. That is absurd to me. The way that people would pay, your average person would pay thousands of dollars to go to a concert. I don't, like you guys were going to go to Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah.
But your tickets weren't absurd.
No. We got lucky. I think we paid $200 for...
Like each?
I don't remember.
That sounds kind of right.
It was probably a little less than $200 each. It's a little under $400 for 2 tickets.
Which I mean,
I think.
I feel like for Taylor Swift sounds extremely cheap, but like in general, I just feel like
that is spendy, but it wasn't. I didn't feel like that was crazy. The part that would have been spendy is that it was, spoiler, we didn't go because I ended up getting pregnant, and then it was like a week before my due date or something like that. Anyways, the spendy part would have been going to LA.
Yeah.
Flying to LA, getting a hotel, we probably would have made a whole
trip of it.
Yeah, week of it or whatever, and then like that would have been expensive.
Yeah.
But that's what anyone would have had to do, because it's not like there was any.
And what is it? What's it called? The
Eras Tour?
Yeah. Like what? Okay, so that's what, like, I feel like you do have something to say about like Taylor Swift, because I don't know anything about her really. The last time I would have called myself like a Taylor Swift fan was when her hair was still spiraled.
See,
like,
I would say,
curls,
yeah,
she was
like
still,
in
like,
middle
a
school
singer
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say I am a Taylor Swift fan. I would not call myself a Swiftie. I feel like I really liked Taylor Swift, and then probably in like 2020 is kind of when that was like my peak of liking Taylor Swift. And then ever since then, I've like liked her. Like, she'll come out with a new album, I'll get it like right when she puts out a new album and listen to it. But I'm not
like obsessed.
Yeah, I'm not on that level with it at all.
I don't think that I've listened to a new song of hers and probably, I mean, I'm sure I've heard snippets of it on TikTok on the radio or whatever, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what her newest song, like, I probably haven't like actually followed her music in like 5 years.
Yeah.
I just don't like, but like I will see TikToks and her fans are so crazy obsessed that like they'll be like what's the whole Easter egg thing? What is that?
I don't know.
Like, she drops these, like, I know what an Easter egg is, but like
hints in songs and stuff.
Yeah, and really like know. What? So what's the Eras Tour? I don't get that, because I know that she's like a new person every day or like every month.
I think that the Eras Tour, I think like where that comes from is that it's all of her music. So like I think most artists would go on a tour and it would be like their newest album, and maybe they sprinkle some of their other songs like in or whatever. Yeah, but I think this is the whole point, is like she's doing her songs, Love Story or whatever that song is, that her old songs all the way through to her new songs, like a mixture of each. And kind of like each, I think in the concert, like I said, I didn't go, but I think in the concert she kind of like switches between like
the outfits or whatever.
Like themes, I guess.
I was gonna say, like when Era's tour was like really going on like a couple months ago, I saw everybody like, I'm going as Reputation
or whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Or what, I honestly I couldn't even name any. Like they would be like in these like themed outfits or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, what is happening?
I think that's what the Eras is
which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
I think that's a cool like concept to like if you
obviously
look at her
cool.
like album covers, they're all very like
specific.
Oh my gosh, meticulously themed.
Yeah,
but I just like it is wild.
Well, you know what I was gonna say that I think is interesting about like cult anything followings, cult famous people following, celebrities, whatever, is the thing that I don't understand is I feel like if I saw, I'm trying to think of who I would be like the biggest fan of. Not really anyone, really, is kind of my point. But okay, if I saw Taylor Swift on the street, I would be like, if whoever I'm walking with, would I be like, oh my gosh, look, that's so Taylor cool. Swift. But I don't even know if I'd say that's so cool. I'd just be like, yeah, there's Taylor Swift.
We just
she's just a person.
Yeah, we just don't feel that way about celebrity. However, actually, if I was sat next to Adam Sandler on a plane,
that would be cool.
He's my heart and soul.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Love him.
But you know what I mean? It's just like,
it's just
I would acknowledge. I'd be like, look, that's Taylor Swift.
I think the only person that I would walk by and I would say, this is so cool, would be the Biebs. Yeah. Morgan Wallen and Tate McRae.
See, so you are a cult follower.
I am I wouldn't say a cult follower, but like I'm a dedicated fan to like very few people. But I'll be dedicated to them for my entire life. Mm-hmm. Like I love Justin Bieber. I love him as a person. I've seen every single movie he's ever made. I've listened to every single song he's ever made. I know the words to every single song. Like I would say if I was anybody's number one fan, it'd be the Biebs for sure. But also, like, as I've gotten older, it's just kind of, like, a nostalgic, like, he doesn't really make music anymore, but I just, like, support his life, and, like, I wish the best for him, whatever. Yeah. If I saw him in person, my heart would stop for sure.
Yeah. I maybe would, like, be like that with Justin Bieber, too, actually. Just
it's like the 12-year-old in me that's, like,
yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. But I feel like, other than that, like, if I saw Morgan Wallen, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know that I would even recognize him in person, but... Yeah. I know every single word to every single one of his songs.
When is his new song with
Post Malone?
I thought that was going to come out on the 5th.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a couple days ago. Livid. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was searching for it the day that it was supposed to come out. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I saw it.
Banger.
I know, but it's gonna be outplayed like that.
Yeah,
We're gonna be sick of hearing it.
Except
2 days after it comes out.
If I like a song, I replay it until it physically makes me ill.
Yeah, I know, but you'll replay it really quick. I will too.
There's times where like I'll replay a song for 2 months straight, and it'll be the only song that I play on repeat over and over and over and over and over.
That's me with the new Casey Musgraves album. Have you listened to that?
I feel like I know who that is. Is she like kind of country?
Yeah, I think she used to be super country. Her new album is considered country. I would say it's more like indie. Like
Taylor Swift now?
No, it's more like indie.
Oh, okay.
But kind of country, kind of poppy, but not. It's really good.
Is it?
I'm obsessed with it.
Else just came out with like a really popular album. I don't remember.
No idea. I've only been listening to that for the last few weeks. That's what we're saying.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up and see. I don't know if that's my vibe, but
it's good.
I'm a very like singular person. Like if you look at my music, I guess I would say I'm not like a lover of songs. I'm a lover of like artists. Like any Tate McRae song I will like. I know that I will like.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I love Morgan Wallen. I do, but I feel like Tate is like my adult Justin Bieber. You know, like I love her. And like, this is so weird to say, but like, not that I look up to her, but I feel like her and I are very similar. She's very edgy, like her style, like
you relate more.
Yeah, like if I were a singer, I'd be her. You know what I mean? But like, it's so weird to say that because I'm pretty sure she's like 3 years younger than us. And Jake and I were talking about the other day. 17. Literally, she like was talking about the other day. She like just turned 21 or something, and I was like, what? Or like one of her songs, she's like, I'm 20, but it still feels like 15. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But like, Jake and I were talking about that. We're like, how do we look up, or like F1 drivers? One of them, freshly 18. He's like, I look up to him.
Insane, isn't it?
I'm like, that's a 6-year difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, whereas like, at least the Biebs, he's like 30 something, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I should be like 22 tops.
Same.
Isn't that weird? We're gonna be 30. We're not actually that close
turning
to 30,
24.
but
I might as well be 30.
Yeah, literally. It's so weird.
Dude. But I mean, I don't even know actually what I was gonna say.
On brain.
Yeah. But yeah, the cult following. Like, there was a time when Morgan Wallen was like really starting to get big. And I remember girls being like, I don't even want to repeat some of the things that I was seeing. And
like they were obsessed, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, to the point
like
where
creepy,
it's like,
weird.
Yes, he had a mullet, and he cut off his mullet, and the way people like, just about ruined his career. And it was like, it's just hair.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, rewind, can we all go back to when...
Sorry.
What?
It's just hair. Literally makes the most dramatic.
Whatever.
Okay.
Let's
I just had to mention
Let's take a time machine back to, 2018? When Justin Bieber did Selena Gomez dirty for the millionth time, and then dated Hailey Bieber for 10 seconds and then married her. I'm sorry. That was 6 or 7 years ago. Or no, maybe they've been married for like 5 or 6 years. People are still dissecting his wedding photos, saying, look how happy she is showing off her ring. All she cares is material items. He looks miserable. I bet they only did it so he could have American status, because they were going to deport him to Canada, and you only have to be married for 5 years in order to have American, they're probably going to get divorced, or what. The reason why they don't have kids is this, or like, oh, the Met Gala, she had sunglasses on because she was crying because everyone was shouting Selena at her, or like, every single day on TikTok, I see people dissecting like how she copies Selena Gomez, and I'm like, in the beginning, I kind of was like, okay, I'm irritated too, because I really liked Justin Bieber and Selena, and I think Selena, I'm so close to her that I just know her so well. I think she's such a genuine, like, good human.
Yeah.
But at this point, you guys, like, let her live.
Yeah.
Like, let Hailey Bieber live.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's a good person or not. She seems to be...
But they're obviously just doing their thing. So.
Yeah, like, she appears... Like, I'll say she appears a little catty, in my opinion. But, like, also, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, if you really are a Bieber fan, just, like, support his life and, like, let this poor girl live.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
If I was Selena Gomez, I'd be so annoyed.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, it's been 6 years. Like, move on.
Yeah.
That's the crap I'm talking about with the cult following. It's like, yeah, I was kind of irritated. Because, like, the Biebs and Selena, like, loved it. But...
Also, that was, like, when we were little.
I was a little high schooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, it's like, I feel so bad for her. And I just feel like her and Justin
who knows
are
if
like...
she even, which maybe I'm missing something, but who knows if she would even want to be with him.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know that he did her dirty at one point, but it's like...
Yeah.
She's probably over it.
Probably.
Like, honestly. She probably doesn't care anymore.
He seems to have, like, a lot of kind of... You want to know what completely shocked me to my soul, like, not a year ago?
What?
Jake, out of the blue, we were talking about this, like, the Hailey Bieber stuff, and Jake goes, Justin Bieber was, like, when he was a teenager, he was, like, a drug addict. And I was like... My Justin?
My sweet baby boy?
Yeah. No, he was not. He was wearing purple
Yeah.
and glitter. No, he was not. He's like, no, he was a drug addict. And he played a couple of his songs for me, and I was like, what? That makes sense. He's like referencing it, ruined it for me.
Yeah.
But that also kind of adds up because it seems like he like, I mean, imagine being 13 one day, you post a YouTube video, and then by the time you're 14, you're the biggest male pop sensation ever of this time.
Can you imagine having girls gawk over you like that when you are 14? Like what that would do to your brain chemistry?
Yeah, I was watching some TikTok interviews of him. the way that they have sexualized him, it's like, and he like would sit there like, that's a weird thing to say, like doesn't really know, like,
yeah, with full grown adults or whatever,
fully 30, 40, 50-year-old people interviewing a 14-year-old making sexual jokes towards him, and like sexualizing him. Oh my gosh, like, just it's the older I get and the more like obviously like honest he's being, it's like he really was exploited so bad by, what is it, Scooter Braun, which didn't Taylor Swift say that he exploited her too? There was like, I did see some controversy between Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun, that like,
know who Scooter Braun is.
He got canceled or whatever because all these artists came out and was like, he exploited all these people. The Biebs obviously being like the biggest one, but Taylor was like, I'm not going to work with him anymore or whatever. But
interesting.
Yeah, so that, but anyway, back to the point of like people caring so much. It's just, even to the point where like people are like wishing for Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber to get divorced. And it's like, would I think it would be so cool to see Justin Bieber and Hailey, or Selena Gomez, like rekindle if it didn't work out between him and Hailey? Yeah, the 15-year-old in me would think that's super cool. Like, good for them. Like, what a cute love story. But, like, also,
the married 24 and you would not think that's cool.
Yeah, like, the Christian woman in me would say, why are we rooting for divorce?
Yeah.
That's not, even non-Christian, why are we rooting for
people's downfall?
Heartbreak?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, just, I don't know. I feel like that's the thing is, like, there are people in this world that would see them go walk down the street and lose their mind.
Well, and maybe that's the thing is, like, maybe the whole cult artist following thing is a good thing when it's good and a really bad thing when it's bad. Because if you see girls that are going to the Eras concert tour and they're getting so excited and they're going with their little group of friends and they're getting all dressed up, it's like literally no one can say anything bad about that.
No, it's
like
cute.
That's
like,
just so fun.
And, like,
that's so fun. That's girlhood at its core. You
know
what I mean?
13 on their left hand or whatever
like
it is.
That's, you can't say anything bad about it to me. I think that's cool and fun and like whatever. You know what I mean? It's when it goes in the opposite direction.
Yeah, or they take it so far that it becomes like
their whole
an obsession.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm sure, well, actually there's a reason why artists and celebrities have bodyguards. Can you remember being 10, 11, 12 and seeing artists and celebrities with bodyguards?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Like how many, like when you were 10, how many people told you, oh, I saw The Rock on a plane, or like I saw this person on a plane, or I saw this person in an airport in LAX? Like they just were, you feel more like normal. It was, yeah, like my dad's like best friend's son was on a plane from like Germany to somewhere, and he was like, The Rock was sat like 3 rows behind me, and like everyone was just kind of talking to him and like thought it was really cool, and he was super like friendly and whatever. Now he would be like physically in danger. And he's a huge dude.
That might also be because I'm sure he was famous back then, but maybe less famous than now.
Yeah, well, and also I think social media just like puts people in this like delusional frenzy. Yeah. Like me, I would say like if Jake said something bad about the Biebs, I'd be like, no, he didn't. I defend him. I don't know him. Like, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, but because of social media, you feel like you do.
I feel like I know him, and I would think you're right. I would totally defend him.
Yeah,
or whatever, you know.
Totally.
I think we pretty much exhausted that topic.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have that much to say about it because I'm not here nor there with it, I guess. Like, but it is.
Phenomenon that people like, as time goes on, people get more and more and more and more and more obsessed with celebrities.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, it's like unhealthy that how obsessed people are. Like to the point where like, they're like, I won't go watch that movie because this person's in it or what. And I feel that way. Right. Like I have a hatred for Will Ferrell. I think he's so dumb. He's not funny. Like if he's in a movie, I'm like, ugh, when is it over?
Yeah.
I won't watch movies with him in it. But I don't like hate him as a person.
Yeah.
I think people just take things so far.
Yeah. I also feel like you would watch him in a movie if you were in a situation. If you were with a group of girls and they were all like, oh, let's watch this movie, it has Will Ferrell, you'd sit down and watch the movie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
like leave. You're not gonna like, it's just like, it just wouldn't be your pick. Do you want to watch
Daddy's Home? I'm like, not necessarily.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch Step Brothers.
Yeah. But I think that's a good like differentiation too.
Yeah.
Because you would. It's not like you would like, well, I'm not watching that. 10 people here want to watch that? Well, we can't because of me. Like you wouldn't be like that either.
Yeah.
anyways, is that about all you have?
I feel like that's kind of... I feel like it was, like, a good topic because, it's interesting.
Nice
but
and
also
short
there's just,
little
like,
thing.
yeah, it's not, like, a whole lot to say on it.
Well, that kind
Hopefully
of...
people have, like, a lot of comments about it.
Let us know your thoughts.
Because I'll post these little clips on social media. Mm-hmm. And I hope people, like, weigh in. And
let us know.
Like, what, like, who... Okay, so let us know, if you're watching this little clip on Instagram or whatever, who you're a cult follower of. If it's a movie star, a celebrity, Kardashian,
or if you think
artist,
it's dumb.
Or do you think cult following is the stupidest thing you've ever seen in your entire life and people need to get a life?
Yep. Let us know. That kind of leads into our next topic, which is the quiet on set thing.
Yeah.
Which, what I was thinking when you were talking is the Justin Bieber exploitation, sexualization of a young star. That's basically the topic. Basically, I watched the Quiet on Set docuseries, I think is what you'd call it, because it's like 4 episodes, I think.
Okay.
I watched it. I think most people have watched it. If you haven't, it's basically, I'll give you a really short.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
so
I'll give you
a recap too.
I'll give you a really short summary. Also, I have the memory of a fly, so don't get mad at me if I'm getting these details wrong. But it's basically about Nickelodeon, early 2000s Nickelodeon, and how problematic it was. They talk a lot about Dan Schneider, who's the writer of all of the early 2000s.
Like Zoe
big,
101 and...
Yeah, the Amanda show. Yeah, Zoe 101, iCarly. He's the writer and creator of all of those big, like, Nickelodeon heyday shows. They talk a lot about him and how he's creepy and whatever, which definitely is. However, I feel like Dan Schneider is catching a lot of heat, as he should, but also there is other people in this documentary that are way worse from the looks of it than Dan Schneider. Yeah, so, like, the Dan Schneider thing is, like, let me just rattle off some things that they talked about in the documentary that he did. He was very sexist in the workplace, like, paid these 2 writers, they had to split a salary, these girls, had, would ask, like, women in the workplace for massages.
What? Mm-hmm. Just, like, randomly? How do you, like, work that into casual conversation?
I think it was pretty random, but there was, like, very much this, like, power dynamic struggle. So they would do it. He, at one point, like, he would, like, bribe people, but then, like, never pay them. He would, I'm sure he did, like, some weird things with the kids, too, but I feel like the documentary talked a lot more about, like, more of, like, the workplace of it all. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, because terrible memory. Anyways, he definitely is problematic. Yeah. Definitely should be something looked into. I'm sure it is. Definitely should not be on a kid's set. I'm not saying any of that. However, these other 2 guys in the story, which don't remember their names, but the 2 big things that came out was this one guy sent explicit photos to, like, a 14-year-old or something. Maybe younger. Men. He wasn't even middle-aged. He was, like, mid-20s or something. Very, like, nice, friendly, like, normal-looking guy. And then he eventually got caught for it, not from sending him to that girl, but by doing something else with another girl or something. And they found, like, thousands of child's pornography pictures.
Child as in 14-year-old or, like... I mean, really, it's not worse one way or the other, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably all different ages. Without, like, a lot of pictures. And I think, I think they sent him to prison or whatever. I'm not exactly sure for how long.
Bummer.
Right. And then the main thing of the whole docuseries, I would say, is Drake Bell coming out and talking.
I've seen a lot of clickbait on TikTok saying that, like, that was just clickbait. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that...
No. So they talked about that a lot, and that is definitely, like... maybe not the worst thing, because obviously, no, probably the worst thing. I mean, how do you describe what's worse than another when you're talking about children being
sexually exploited? Yeah,
majorly. But that's definitely, like, the most graphic thing of it all. And I should have looked this up before we recorded.
Was he, like, sexually assaulted by Dan Schneider?
Not by Dan Schneider, by someone else, Brian Peck.
Oh.
Who was, I don't remember what he did on sets. I think he might have been a dialect coach. But I could definitely be wrong on that. But he got really, really close with Drake Bell, just helping him out. Drake's dad was really involved. Brian Peck would be like really like weirdly close with Drake and like
a dad figure.
No, like touch him weird.
Oh.
But not in necessarily like a super, but in a way that it's like, why? Like, this is odd. You know what I mean? And then Drake's dad kind of like said something and was like, this is weird. Like, I don't want my kid like being left alone. Like, why does he keep putting his arm around him weird? Like, he was on his radar. And so he went to one of the producers or someone, and someone said to him, well, don't you know Brian Peck is gay? So that's, maybe you're just, basically was like, maybe you're just homophobic. Like, and that's why you think this is weird or whatever.
Or
and
he's
kind of
quite literally grooming this 13-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm. But kind of like shamed him. Like, well, you must just be homophobic because that's just how it is. You know what I mean?
When in reality, that makes actually more sense now.
So then Drake's dad was like really involved, like would never leave Drake alone with that? I think a squirrel under the house.
You're joking.
Not joking.
I just got the heebie-jeebies. That scared me so bad.
I think it's a squirrel under the house, not something in the walls.
That is wild.
Oh yeah. It's a problem.
Okay.
Anyways. Drake's dad would never leave him alone. And then Brian Peck started to turn that into being like your dad's going to ruin your career. Like, he's really obnoxious and no one likes him hanging around. Like, he's going to cause you problems in your career. Basically
manipulated this child.
Yeah. So then his dad stopped being his manager. His mom started being his manager. His mom and his dad were divorced. And the dad went to the mom and said, fine, whatever is best for Drake, I'll do. But you do not leave him in a room alone with Brian Peck under any circumstances, basically. Eventually, Brian Peck ends up continuing to get closer and closer with Drake. And Drake ends up staying the night at his house often.
Come again?
Mm-hmm. Often. Because...
I don't even know the context, and that's super inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. But he would stay at his house to, drive him to auditions and stuff because I guess they lived farther away from where the hub was or whatever. Anyways, that's why he would stay there. And eventually...
Obviously.
Stuff happened, and he was sexually assaulted. And he said...
not just once?
No, over, I mean, I couldn't tell you if it was over months or years, but, not once, not 5 times, I think...
Consistently.
A lot, countless times or whatever. And in the documentary, they're like, well, can you describe, what happened or whatever? And he said, think of the worst, this is what Drake Bell said. He said, think of the worst thing that you could possibly do to someone in that way. And that's what it was. And then they would flash
aggressive,
I think
I think the worst of the worst is probably being raped.
I mean, yeah, that's what it.
So how does it get worse than?
I think. Well, you should just watch it because I'm not gonna say stuff on this podcast that they wouldn't even say in the documentary. But
I know
in the documentary he says that, and then it flashes multiple times with I don't know if it's court documents, but documents that say more
the wording.
Yeah, of what was done.
Do you think I could find that?
I mean, if you want, but you're not going to say it out loud, so you should just look.
Really?
Yeah, you're not going to say it out loud.
It's that, racy?
I mean, the worst thing that someone adult male could do to another child boy. Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to look it up.
You probably don't.
As a mom to a son, I don't think I want to look it up.
I don't know if it was aggressive as in blood and punching. I don't think it was a beating thing, but I mean, yeah.
Gosh.
And then eventually, how did that all get caught? Oh yeah, so then eventually Drake got a girlfriend and was over at his girlfriend's house, and Brian kept calling his phone and wanted to take Drake to Disneyland, which is something that they would do often. He would take him to Disneyland. And at this point, I think that Drake felt stuck in it because he's like, I can't, if I say anything, I'm going to ruin my career.
Yeah.
I'm the one that provides for my family, like yada, yada, yada. That's why he wasn't
Would you
going
ever
to
let
say
your
anything.
child be in a position to provide for your family?
I don't know. Yeah, it's bad. That's a whole separate thing. But yeah. Anyways, he was at his girlfriend's house. Brian keeps calling him and calling him and calling him. He's not answering because he doesn't want to go over there, obviously. Brian starts calling the house phone of the girlfriend, calling. And then the mom's like, not happening here. Yeah. And was kind of like, why on earth would a grown adult be calling teenagers so consecutively like this? Like, it's not like, one call to touch base on a work thing or something. So then kept calling. Eventually she was like, Drake, can I speak to you in the kitchen? And
go this mom.
And basically was like, you need to tell me what's going on. And I think I could be wrong on this, but I think that Drake was like, oh yeah, like I just don't, like, tried to like
cover it.
Yeah, cover it or whatever. And I don't know, eventually she got through him, or I'm not exactly sure. I don't even think she did. I think the mom was just like, I know something's up.
Yeah, the mom gut, you just know.
And she called, so then that was the girlfriend's mom, called Drake's mom and was like, we're taking Drake to our family therapist tomorrow and like getting this sorted out because this is not normal. And that's how he got caught.
Could you imagine being Drake's mom and his dad told you point blank, this man will exploit our child if given the opportunity, and she allowed him to stay the night.
So then
that's handing over her son on a silver platter.
At one point, I think Drake called his dad. I think it was Drake that called his dad after this all happened and said, did you see that they caught Brian Peck or something along those lines? And his dad didn't know anything of what was going on. He said, did you see that they caught Brian Peck for X, Y, and Z or whatever? And his dad was like, oh, thank God. I knew there was something wrong with that guy. I'm glad it didn't happen to you. Or something like that. And that's literally what happened. That's who he got in trouble for doing that too.
Dude, were they like estranged at this time, the dad and Drake?
I think kind of.
Like Brian kind of like ruined that relationship.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
But
that's heavy.
And that was just like part of the documentary. A lot of it
sounds like it's just scratching the surface from like everything that I've seen.
Well, and everyone now is like, who knows what else will come out of like.
When I keep seeing clips, like on TikTok of these childhood shows that, I'm sorry, at least once a year I rewatch Victorious. Jake's favorite show is Drake and Josh. Yeah, we watch it all the time, like reruns, and it's like. It
ruins it.
It is. It's like it almost. I've seen a lot of people say like it kind of ruins your childhood, and I've seen clips from like Zoe 101 or like one of the biggest ones I've seen is like Zoe, or what's her name, something Spears, Jamie Lynn, that her and her co-star, the brown-haired gal,
I think she came out on the documentary and was
I think this might have been what I saw, and she was saying that like until she was reached out for this project and like they kind of like told her like some things, she was like, my childhood brain did not register the things that were happening as inappropriate and left it that way in my brain. And now that I've had to revisit it as an adult and as a mother, she's like, I cannot believe I didn't understand.
Well, that's the thing is like, it's all of these like, in all of these, this is why Dan Schneider is catching heat as he should, but because there's all of these sexual jokes in these kids shows, but
being played on kids.
But yes, someone else was talking about how like in SpongeBob there's some like kind of like, you know, edgy jokes or whatever, which is true,
but those are animated characters,
and I don't think that they should still be in there because it's children who are watching them, but you're not making a child act out. It's an animated character with a grown adult voice, so it's different.
In the scene in Zoe 101, it's like her and the friend, I think they're like shopping in a boutique or something, and Jamie Lynn's like, or her friend's looking at this like tube of like chapstick or lip gloss or whatever, and she's like, it won't come out, and it's like such an innocent thing that like I'm sure that's happened to us with a tube of lip balm before or whatever, like lip gloss, and she squeezes it and it squirts onto Jamie Lynn's face. And it's kind of like, oh, like, ha, like two friends or whatever. that's so inappropriate. But to layer on top of that, the brown-haired co-star girl, I wish I knew her name, was like, I remember hearing Dan Schneider laugh and say, oh, like to his buddies, like, oh, it's like a cum shot. And she was like, oh, what's that? Like
just
didn't understand. She's 12 or 11 or something. And she's like, now as an adult looking back, she's like, it brought back all these memories of like comments that she heard like that like an 11-year-old wouldn't understand.
I think, yeah. And I think too, part of it for me, like in my brain, what makes sense is like, if that scene happened one time, in my head, I'm like, okay, imagine 2 kids. Yeah, that is kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure at some point our boys will get older and they'll be spraying each other with silly string, right? Like, that is to a kid a funny thing, having slime go on your face or whatever. Like, that is a funny thing. If that was done one time, maybe you could play it off as like, oh, it's just a funny joke. Like, kids will think this is funny. It's in every show, in every episode, in every whatever.
Across different shows, different actors. And that's what I've seen a lot of people say. They're like, you guys are just sexualizing kids. It's like, no, that's actually what they were doing.
Yeah.
And like, what parent would allow their child? Like, if I was Jamie Lynn's mom and I saw that, I would be like, I don't know if this is what you meant, but that's inappropriate. Yeah. That does not look good.
And if it's not what you meant, then it shouldn't be a problem to take it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, squirt it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Or have it just explode. Like, it's... Or like, on Victorious, I've seen a lot of like clips. Mainly Ariana Grande.
Those are
because her actress was so like ditzy or whatever.
Bad.
When she's laying on the bed pouring water on herself.
It's bad. Those ones are bad. That's way worse than any of the other ones that I've seen. Yeah.
And I went on YouTube and there was like a
compilation.
Yeah. And I watched it and I was like, I felt uncomfortable.
It's bad. I know.
Watching it. And I just feel so bad for her. Because like, and the actor who played Jade was like, in a lot of these clips, you could kind of see her trying to like protect her of like, okay, he's coming, or, you know.
Yeah.
And you could see Ariana like pulling down her skirt, pulling up her shirt. It's like, how did that get missed?
I don't know. And you can see like all of the, not all, a lot of these child stars. And I would say especially on Nickelodeon, it seems like there's a stark, I'm sure that sketchy stuff happens at Disney Channel. I'm sure.
Disney's caught some heat.
But if you look at a lot of the Disney stars from child actor to now, a lot of them are like somewhat normal, right? Like,
I would say Selena Gomez is the only normal one.
I wouldn't. I feel like Selena Gomez is normal.
I'm forgetting some.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you anymore.
Miley's not normal. Demi's not normal.
Demi's not normal. Miley's somewhat normal though.
She went through it though.
She went through it, but I feel like she's somewhat normal.
Who else is like the main girls?
The Dylan and Cole Sprouse, they went through stuff, but they're pretty normal. Like, they're not psycho.
Compared to Amanda Bynes. And
that's the point that I'm making, is like Amanda Bynes, really not good. Jamie Lynn Spears, I'd say pretty not good. Drake Bell, he had
for months I've been seeing he's missing, he's dead.
Well,
he has a baby. He's missing. He's dead.
Had allegations against him for grooming a child.
Oh, really?
Or probably not a child, but yeah, like an underage girl.
Have we heard from Josh Peck?
I think that he did like a statement on Instagram. Yeah.
Is it Brian Peck, Josh Peck? Is it coincidence?
No, yeah, it's just coincidence, yeah. Which is weird, but yeah. Anyways, I think that there's way more weirdness that have come out of Nickelodeon versus Disney.
Yeah, I would agree. And I've heard
Amanda Bynes it's so sad.
I was going to say, on the topic of her, I've heard some rumors come out. Was she really like any big point of conversation on this?
Kind of. They talked about her a lot, yeah, but nothing like...
Because I would say, is the worst. She's one of the worst celebrities, I would say.
Bad. And I'm sure that weird stuff happened with her.
Well, that's what makes me kind of believe the rumors.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've heard the same this is speculation. These are rumors. I have not watched the docuseries. I don't know.
Like how Dan Schneider might be coming for
like, I'm not going to get hit with a defamation case, but like, I've seen on social media, I don't know if it's true or not, that like, maybe it was, I don't know if it was Dan Schneider or whatever, but one of the bigger people involved in this, like, sexually, assaulted her, got her pregnant at 13.
Oh, yeah. Forced to have an abortion.
continued to assault her. Like, I honestly, I think that there was worse things that, like, I don't even know how to, like, appropriately, I don't even know how to, like, phrase it in an appropriate way to be able to say it. I would say if I heard any kind of rumor, I would probably go ahead and believe it, because she is so messed up.
Yeah, or at least maybe not even, like, believe that specific thing happened, but I believe
some nasty things probably happened to her.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying Drake Bell has it together, but, like,
she
will need professional
very
help
much
for the rest
unstable.
of her life.
Yeah. She was in a conservatorship.
That would not shock me. She probably should be in one.
Yeah. She's not anymore, I don't think, but she was, yeah.
I wonder how, like, because obviously Britney Spears went through a lot. We just went through that a couple years ago, like her whole conservatorship. And Jamie Lynn kind of got dragged through the mud. I wonder how this now plays into that. Like, I wonder how you can connect Quiet on Set, things that happened to Jamie Lynn, and then also connect the things that are happening to Britney and how they interacted with each other. Like,
I mean, I'm sure they're...
Are we taking back some of the blame that we gave Jamie Lynn for not helping Britney? Or what, was she just too focused on what was happening to her?
Right.
To, be able to stand up for her older sister? Right. Like, are we taking back some of the blame? Because she really got some
Yeah,
heat.
she did, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, my mind has a memory of a squirrel. So I can't even remember the whole Britney Spears.
I just think it's so... I think that... From what I did watch that docuseries, because I was a nanny at the time.
The Britney Spears one?
Yeah.
I did too, but I don't remember. Why do we keep doing that?
We've got to stop hitting this. I remember, like, watching that. I don't remember a lot about it, but it was pretty much like... It seemed like she needed a conservatorship for what it's meant for, which is a very, very, very short time.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be extremely temporary to get it under control. Kind of like a reality check. Mm-hmm. Of, like, you're so bad that you aren't even trusted to manage your own life.
Yeah.
And it ended up being... 12 years or something like that, like, so long.
Yeah. It also shouldn't have been held by the people that it was held by. Like, that doesn't make
the way that she was,
any
like,
sense.
Exploited and, like, made to be this, like, sexual... They changed her voice.
Yeah.
That's not how she... If you look at, like, when she
her
first
old
started...
songs.
Yeah. Just so much. It's like... I'm sorry. First of all, I feel so bad for the Spears family. But also...
Not her dad.
Not the dad, yeah. Like, those poor girls.
No, it's really
One's
bad.
being sent off to Nickelodeon to get sexually assaulted, and the other one's being sent off on stage is more than humanly and physically possible should be, and sexually exploited.
And being taken all of her money.
And basically chained up in a house like a prisoner.
It's insane. Which, by the way... This isn't the topic, but why all of a sudden in the same week did Quiet on Set come out, the 8 Passengers thing come out? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. I know what that is, but, like, what came out about it?
The 8 you haven't heard anything about that?
No.
8 Passengers, I'm going to give a really quick.
Yeah,
what time is it?
5:30.
Really quick.
Yeah, because we still got to read
Or should we
things.
just talk about it another time?
How quick?
I'll just tell it for
2
you.
minutes.
8 Passengers was a YouTube channel with a family vlog channel. They were Mormon. And the mom...
Oh, is this...
You have seen this.
Yeah,
okay, I'm
what's
like,
her
there's
name?
no way Ruby Frankie.
Yeah. No, I've seen this. I just didn't know that's what it was called.
That came out at the same time as this, and there was something else that also came out at the exact same time as the Quiet on Set thing, and I was like, oh, it was the baby that the mom left.
That left the 11-month-old in a pack and plane and went to Cabo or something.
All at the same time this came out,
died.
and I'm like, oh my gosh.
That got my blood boiling.
Yeah, I don't understand. That literally makes no sense.
Long story short, the women on TikTok who have explicitly detailed the way that woman should perish from this earth, agreed.
Yeah.
If there was a vote, I'd be voting for that.
Yeah.
Jake and I are talking like...
I think most people would. She's not going to have a good time in prison.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the people who...
She's probably going to have to
hurt children have the worst time in prison.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel good that even felons and bad people will still stand up for children. Which just goes to show how terrible of a person you have to be to hurt children.
She's probably going to have to be in solitary confinement so that she doesn't die.
I say just let her loose.
Well, solitary confinement would be also...
I think that she
extremely
should...
terrible. solitary confinement for 25 years or whatever.
She should be unalived the same way that she allowed her child to be unalived.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I think that's probably what most people think.
Anywho, on to more positive notes because that will get me going. Okay. We put a question box on the story that says, what is the most embarrassing thing that you've done on a date?
This is such a switch up.
I know. And it was saucy. So I'm going to read some of these. Fair warning. I did message these people back and say, this is 1000% anonymous. We are working on an anonymous question box where like we don't even know who it is. But for now, these like little simple innocent things. It's like, it's so innocent that like, honestly, I'm not even going to show you who it is except for
it doesn't matter.
One person you would want to know because it's your friend. But like, other than that,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because it we're just reading a story. The name doesn't matter. But anyway, so if you want to do these, they are 1000% anonymous. But they're funny. It's funny to do. So okay, let's see. Because I had the way I screenshotted them, I had to like read them in order. Okay. The first one. This one, I feel like she said she wanted our thoughts.
Okay.
So
we've got thoughts. So
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you one thing that we've got is
first.
Thoughts.
I was like, we'll give thoughts. She said, what's the most embarrassing thing you've done on a date? Believe that he actually wanted to get to know me and not just sex.
And she wanted thoughts?
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say, but accurate.
Yeah. My thoughts are, I would love to know how she found that out because I'm sure the conversation was really uncomfortable if that's not what she expected and that is what he expected. And also, as a guy, how do you go, let me buy you dinner with the pretenses of like, I'm just doing this to get laid? You think that that's what the girl's thinking? Boys are just dumb.
Yeah. Like, likely, definitely not.
Yeah. The way that men try to get laid is insanity. Like, you think that's gonna work?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously some men are good at it. Like,
you know what I saw the other day?
But
you know what I saw the other day? I don't know if it was a TikTok or where I saw it, but I thought it was extremely true. You can tell how much a girl, it said you can tell how much a girl loves herself based on who she's dating.
Oof. Yeah.
I think that is
true.
Really true. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, anyway, it made me a little sad, but also you just got to laugh at it because it's like dating these days is so pathetic.
And we've all been there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's happened to the best of us.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, I'll show you. Bottom left-hand corner. Who it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Went to use the restroom and stood up. Bumped the table so hard it spilled beer on my date. Because we know this person. Yeah, I want to know if you think you know who the guy is and you could tell me later.
I don't think so. I'd have to ask.
I wonder if it's current. Because that would be cute.
That would be cute.
I don't like meet cute or whatever. Next one.
Sure. What are your thoughts on that?
I think
that we've also all been there.
Yeah, I think that's hilarious.
Somewhat of a similar way.
On a date one time, I got chicken fingers for dinner and squirted ketchup all down the front of me. Stained my entire outfit.
That's the worst. It's like it shouldn't be that embarrassing because like it happens to everyone.
But it's of course it happened on a first date.
Like if that happened now in your life now, you'd be like, ugh,
with Jake, I'd be like, whatever.
That's really annoying.
Yeah.
Like whatever, you know? But it's so embarrassing when it happens.
Yeah. Okay, this one, obviously they didn't kind of get the context, but same difference. This is the most embarrassing thing that's happened to them on a date, and I'll show you. Wait, let me read it, and then I'll show you who it is, because you know this person too. Got peed on while at the lake. Do you already know who it is? I was going to say, I wonder if you remember.
I remember.
I was like, that's dirty, but whatever. Thanks. Spoiler alert. That was my husband. Other spoiler alert, I'm the one who peed on him. Moving on. Okay, some of these are multiple, it took them multiple.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, next one. Most embarrassing thing you've done on a date. Before the date, sent him screenshots of his text asking me out. It gets better. Sent it 10 more times. Lied, saying my phone glitched.
Oh, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I was 16, so best excuse I could think of. I think that's pretty genius.
I think that's a pretty good excuse. I mean,
for you youngins out there, when we were all 16, we didn't have the unsend button. You just were SOL.
Oh, is there unsend now?
You can unsend a text within like 5 minutes or whatever.
I think when we were 16, you could like hurry up and turn your phone on airplane mode. And like
the old school unsend. The way I remember that. The way you like,
but you had to do it in like a half. You had to realize it the second it
like
happened.
before you even heard the ding that it sent.
Yeah.
Yep. That is as
we've all done something like that.
Honestly, how many times do I'll be talking crap about someone, check my phone a million times just to make sure it's not randomly recording and sending it to that person
while I'm saying this.
Yeah, or how many times I've like screenshotted a fight and sent it to like you or whatever when I'm like
going off.
Yeah. And you were like, because you're thinking about that person, so you click their name and it's whew, been there, done that. Okay, this is a good one.
We've all been there, done that. That is bad when that kind of thing
bad.
I think that's a good way to get out of it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I have 2 more. I'll read the short one, and then the last one's 4 parts.
Okay.
So the short one is, what's the most embarrassing thing you've done on a date? Laughed so hard wrestling, ... my husband, quote, then, or parentheses, then boyfriend, that I peed all over him. Solidarity, sister. I'm not the only one. That is funny though. Think of cute little tickle wrestling and then.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you're like laughing so hard. Oh my god.
That's what happened to me. Jake was tickling me and I was up on his shoulders. We were playing chicken at the lake, and I straight up said, if you don't stop tickling me, like I'm gonna pee. Well, you got what you asked for.
Y'all need to go and get some pelvic floor therapy. Get stronger. I don't think anything like that's ever actually happened to me, but
I know. I was gonna say, start thinking about one maybe that you could tell.
I don't really
think of one.
I don't really have.
See, I should have prepped you for this. Okay, the last one. It's a 4-parter.
Okay.
Not me, but my mom, on her first date with my dad, wore overalls. Went to the bathroom and had to pee so bad, she rushed in. Didn't know she peed on her overalls until after.
Oh, I was thinking she couldn't get them off. Like she couldn't get them off fast enough, but she's saying the pee like trend? Because that's embarrassing. That's like
didn't realize until after.
So she's like out back at the table.
She had no other choice but to put them on and walk out. He then took her home. They are still married 28 years and still go to that restaurant to this day.
Oh,
that's so cute. This man said, that's what I'm looking for.
This man said, you're forced to be with me for life. After that.
That's one of those where you're like, you can't leave me now. Can you think of the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on a date?
I
can think of a few. This you might like relate to or might have happened.
I have just an embarrassing, awkward, funny story, but it has nothing to do with a date.
Well, I mean, I feel like the worst thing is when you're on a date or you're like hanging out with this like guy you like or whatever, and your parent calls you and decides that that's the moment they're gonna absolutely chew your ass for something you did, and you're like, well, the whole cool girl vibe's pretty much squashed now.
Yeah.
But like when you get home, I'm like, I'm trying to pretend I'm an adult here, okay?
Yeah, like, reminder that you're 16 and not 21, yeah.
Okay, what's your embarrassing
story? Yeah. Well, I guess it's not even embarrassing. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I have any date ones, but I don't think I do. I'm sure I do, but I not that I can remember.
10 seconds of preparation.
I also don't think that I probably have anything that embarrassing. I probably have a lot more of like,
but even just
stomach grumbling at an awkward point, or
both bumping the popcorn bucket, or
something. I don't think I have anything super embarrassing, but something that is kind of embarrassing more for this other person than me. But that was just funny.
Goes, I'm perfect.
I'm sure I've told this story before. It's not even. I guess it's not even embarrassing. It's just a funny story. Give me an embarrassing story about a date. I'm like, how about just a funny story in general?
Nothing related.
Not at all. Okay. I think I've told you this. I think it was last year when we went to Mexico. We were in the airport. It's like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or whatever. And we're checking in with our bags or whatever at the little front area. And Chris is being so nice to the lady doing our check-in or whatever. he's just like, how's your morning going? Just like being really, really friendly and nice. And him and this lady are like having this nice little like conversation, like back and forth. Oh, how's your morning? Good. How's yours? Like just this happy, positive, like hope core vibes is what I had in my head. You know what I mean? Like very positive. And I walked away and I was like, man, Chris is just so nice and positive, and I should really cheer up. Like we're going on a fun trip and like whatever. I'm just not like I'm in a bad mood, but it's like 5 a.m. I'm just like, okay, let's just get on. You know what I mean? I'm like, I should really like change my attitude around and like be more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And how awesome, like we wouldn't have had that conversation with that lady if Chris wasn't like going out of his way to be extra nice. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try and be extra nice. So we get in line. Have I told you the story?
No, but I just like, I'm really excited to hear what happens.
Okay, so we get in line in the security line. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be really nice. And we get up to the officer, and it's a guy. I haven't told you this. No. We get up to the guy, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be really nice. Which normally I just not be not nice, but like, I just get through it or whatever. And I'm like, I like so bright and bushy tailed. I'm like, hi, how's your morning going? Like, how's your morning going? Whatever. And the guy looks at me and goes, why?
You're not nice to security, okay?
I'm like, how's your day going? Like, da-da-da. He goes, why? And I'm like, oh, just, I'm like,
regretting life choices.
I'm like, this is why I don't do this.
I'm not nice, actually.
I'm like, oh, just, like, trying to make conversation, like, trying to have a good morning, like, whatever. And he just, like, looks at me, like, weird. He was trying to be funny. He was trying to, like.
Oh, okay. I was like, you could cut the tension with a knife.
Yeah, no, but you still could. He was trying to be funny, but it wasn't funny because he wasn't, like.
It's always the TSA people screaming for no reason.
I know, literally. But anyways, that's my story. I was just so, like, the last time I do that, like.
When you're praying, you're like, Lord, give me an opportunity to spread joy.
Yes,
the opportunity, you're like, this is why I don't spread joy.
Literally.
I'm going to keep it to myself.
I'm like, this is why you should never talk to a middle-aged man.
Okay, that was funny.
Anyways, that's it.
Yep, that's it. We got to wrap this
funny.
Sucker up because we're supposed to leave 4 minutes ago and we still have to eat.
No, that's about how it goes every single time that we record.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's Booker's fault for not sleeping.
Yeah, my kid too. So, okay, we don't have what we're doing next week.
No.
So stay tuned for our episodes next week. We're going to do Mom Talk once a month.
Yeah, you
people
guys
really liked
that. And I have
a
couple list of topics that people have suggested. So if you want to suggest any kind of topic, we can pretty much talk about just about anything because we just like to talk. Yeah, challenge us. But if you like Mom Talk series and you want to hear more Mom Talks, we have an ongoing list of things people have suggested because us moms we should
do like a Mom Talk Q&A sometime.
Ooh,
we have so much we're pros. We have a lot of advice. We know what we're doing.
Us who've been moms for 8 months.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We're in the trenches still. So
we
it's
are
like
it's fresh.
It's fresh.
Ask us about anything.
Like a wound with salt.
Yeah, anything pre 8 months. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, okay, we'll see you guys
Let's do it
next week. And yeah.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.